Yo guys, what is up? ABkayCkay here, and today I am bringing you the long-awaited update to my PixelGym plugin. So I basically stopped developing it a year ago when Bkay died, and I decided to bring it back as I've now realised that Bkay are still approving plugin uploads, and it was done by request, like a lot of people wanting changes. So I thought, you know what, it was fun to do. I'll add some little features, and I did so. So then, to start off with, let's get into it. So I've got a little server running, just a little test server, and in the plugins folder, you have to make sure you're running Bkay or Cauldron. Normally Cauldron if you've got PixelMon as well. You put the PixelGym 4.0 in, and when you restart the server it will generate this and the config. So the config I've done a lot of work on this build, so yeah. So let's just see, let's go to my server. Right, so now we're in here. Let's start off. Basically, to start off, you'll see the old and the same. Gym leader has come online. This server I haven't got permissions set up, but there's new permission features, so you'll just have to trust me on them. And as I am up, it still does the bit where it's like, oh, he's OP, so he has the permission. I mean, the only way to prevent that is give yourself a negative permission. You can search it for your certain permission plugin, how to give yourself a negative permission. And that basically means that you're trying to get rid of that permission from yourself. Anyway, you'll notice two new lines, one that was already there. Type gym list to see what gyms are open. So that's just a little helpful bit of text. And then to disable, or type /gym leaders to see which gym leaders are online. So again, another little helpful line for people when they first join. And there's a scoreboard helpline that was always there. So let's start off. Everyone knows this command that's already used this plugin, but if you haven't used it before, you do /gym and it gives the help menu. So you've got gym list, gym leaders, gym scoreboard, and all the others. These are all new, not new. These are all already there. Some have had a little touch up. For example, gym list does the same, gym leaders does the same, but we'll go through them. Gym list, lists all the gyms. So gyms and lists the name, and it lists if they are open or closed, and then the level cap, or each three. So you basically got the gym name, whether they're open or closed, and the level cap, so the actual number. They're all changeable in the config. So like here, you see it says Bob Gym. That is default by Rock, but I've changed it in the config just to prove that it can be changed. We'll come back to the config later as well. But the closed, that is not changeable by you. Well, I mean it is, but it's going to be changed when a gym is opened or closed. Basically it's just reading from the config. And then the level cap you can set yourself, and the only place it shows it is here. So that's that. And then we've got gym leaders. That basically shows all the gym leaders online. It'd help if I did that. So online, obviously there's none on at the minute. And you have gym scoreboard. This will disable or enable the scoreboard. So by default it's active. So if I do gym open, gym 1. So we've come back. So we've skipped a command. We've skipped scoreboard for a second and rules. So we've opened a gym. So that's basically what it means. Gym open, and then the gym and the hashtag means a number. So on the right hand side, this is a scoreboard, and you'll see that Bob, which is the custom name that I set in the config, so it all links together, and it has a 1, which means it's gym 1 is open. Okay, and then you do slash gym scoreboard, and it disables it, so that's per user. So if one particular person wants to get rid of it, they can by doing that, and then if you do it again, it's enabled. So that's pretty cool. So we'll leave the gym open for now. We'll continue. So there's gym closed, so that works the exact same. So if you slash gym open gym file, I meant to press 5, but 4 will do, and then 7. So you got 3 gyms open. You got the grass gym, fire gym, and the Bob gym. Basically, this little bit here where it says the plugin can be found at DevBucket has received some criticism that it spams chat. It actually only spams chat for the people that are typing the command, so only the sender of the person that opens the gym can see this, and in an actual server it would not be like that. You wouldn't see it as many times as this, because you can only open one gym and they're not going to spam it, or at least they shouldn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to do gym close, and just like we opened one, we're going to close one. So if you forget which gym is which, so another reason this has the numbers here, so you think, okay, I want to close this fire gym, yeah, but I don't know what number it is. It tells you here, so gym 7. Let's go, gym 7, and boom, that is, the fire gym is now closed. Awesome. So then we've got gym rules. So gym rules. If you do that, it'll tell you the proper usage, and it'll tell you how to do a certain gym number. So with the gym open, so gym rules, gym 3. So it'll display the gym rules, so by default it's saying your first rule for so and so gym goes here. So these are all set in the config for all 32 gyms, and if you heard that right, yes, there is 32 gyms that can be enabled. This got requested in the early days of the plugin, and I did it, and it's made it when I've had to repeat things for certain gyms a real hassle, because you then have 32 copies of everything in the coding. But yeah, I'm sure people find a use for it, but by default only the first 8 gyms are enabled, and with the gym list where it shows all the gyms if they're open and stuff, if you have more enabled they will show there. If you have less enabled, 3 can show there, 4 can show there, 20 can show there. So but by default I say 8 are enabled because that's the kind of default number, and because it makes the chat a lot less spammy. Because if by default it had all 32 enabled and you only use 8 of them, it'd just be really bad. So that's that done really, other than the gym heal. So the gym heal is tied in with the PixelGym plugin. So basically the command /poke heal works the same way. However, the permission that you had to give for poke heal, I don't know if it's still the same, but back in the day when I first did it, the permission meant they could use poke heal, but there was no way to stop them from healing other people's Pokemon. So I made it so if you do /gym heal, it only heals the person that types the command, so only the gym leader can actually heal their own Pokemon by doing that command, so you don't need to give them the poke heal permission. So that's that, which is pretty good. That's been around for a while. So now we're going to get into the new stuff. So just like the gym, we have a separate command called v4, and this basically lists all the commands as well. So you've got e4 list, that does the exact same as the gym list. It just lists all the elite 4s again. All the types, so Ice, Fighting, Ghost and Dragon, they can all be changed in the config, as well as the colours. I didn't mention that before. All the colours are customisable. So ice, blue fits ice, red kind of fighting, purple is ghost, blue kind of dragon. But yeah, I just thought then, and it says that they're all closed at the minute. But yeah, and also for the Elite 4 part, that is customizable as well. In the config you can actually change the name of the Elite 4 if you're like, I don't know, Badass Squad or something, I don't know. But you have the capability to do that. If you do E4 leaders, it actually shows that I'm in the Elite 4 leader, and I'm not sure why. It's not showing me as a gym leader on the list, but it does work. Either way. So it says on the nice leader that this is how it works, and the gym leader and E4 leaders tells you who's online, it's a leader that has the permission, and what leader they are, what gym or E4 level they are leader on. Oh, I'm rambling a bit. Right, so now we are going to back up. So we've been through leaders. Rules is the exact same. The only difference is for it's the E4 level, so it'd be E4 rules, E4 1 or E4 2, E4 3, E4 4. It was kind of the simplest way I could think of doing it, but it sounded a bit complex. So if you did E4 3, then it's this, first rule for E4 3 goes here. So basically the 3 or the number after 4 is a level. So basically it goes from 1 to 4 obviously. So then you've got open, so you can do E4 open E4 1. It says the ice Elite 4 is now open. Again, it has the colour that the Elite 4 level is set as a name, and on the scoreboard, it also at the right, it also has an abbreviation of it, so you can set an abbreviation for your Elite 4 name, which will show the fact that it's Ice Elite 4, not that it's like an Ice Gym. So that's the only way I could really think. Also something to note, do not make the names too long. Like the reason it has to use an abbreviation is because it's a scoreboard, it counts for a tag. If you make it too long, it crashes client. So just keep that in mind when you're setting the Elite 4 name and I guess the level name and the abbreviation. Keep it to 2 letters. Like that works. I mean, basically, fighting is a long word, so that, you still have a bit of room. I've not tested to what extent, how far you can go. I think it's like 16 characters. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 12 or 13 just there. So, I'd say you're okay with a few more characters, but keep it to something like that. So you've got all these E4s open. Got these gyms open, which is cool. So if you want to close one, so you can do E4 close E4 1, which will close the ice E4, and it removes it from the scoreboard and it puts it in chat. Then if you want, you can close them all, but we'll get to that in a second. Before we go anywhere, they've also got the E4 heal, which is the same as the gym heal, just in its own command for the own leaders. The E4 commands, they all require a permissioner, which is PixelGym.E4 leader, whereas the gym leaders just need E4 PixelGym.leader, sorry. Right, so that's that. So now we're on to the next part. We're on to PixelGym. So PixelGym is the, I guess now the main command, the like admin command. So to get access to the PixelGym, you need PixelGym.admin. So you've got PixelGym reload. This reloads the config. If you change anything, it reloads it, and things should take changed instantly. However, if you're changing gym names and stuff, it is recommended that you wait and restart the server straight after, because the scoreboard doesn't update and that's due to Minecraft limitations, not anything that I can do about it. There's ways around it, like disabling the scoreboard, closing all the gyms, using the few commands here, gym close all and e4 close all, which is an easy way to do that, and then disable it, you know, but it's easy just to restart if you're changing any gym names. But if you just want to change anything in, which is just here, so the next command which I'm referring to is this PixelGym check config, which shows the main config settings that you have. So you got player join messages, so the join messages that I went through at the beginning when I first joined the server, that says, you know, do / you know, gym list to see what gyms are open. You can disable them if you want. The scoreboard help message will always come up, but if you want to disable the other two, you can do by setting that to false in the config. Then scoreboard active, so I've had a request that because a lot of plugins now use a scoreboard. If you don't really think it's that vital for this, then you can fully disable it. You just set it to false in the config. Make sure, you know, all the gyms are closed and E4s are closed before you do this. As I said, just to let the scoreboard update, and whenever someone types opens a gym or an E4, it'll check if the scoreboard is active, if like activated. If it's not activated, it won't set the score on the scoreboard. Same with the when someone does /gym scoreboard, it won't show it if it's not enabled. So yeah. Then you've got gym /E4 leader healing, so you can enable and disable gym for E4 leader healing or gym healing. So, you know, the gym healing or the E4 healing commands that heal their Pixelmon, I guess. You can totally disable that or have that, again, just set that to false if you don't want them to be able to heal their Pixelmon. And then you can totally disable the Elite 4 if you want, if you don't want the Elite 4 command. I just chuck that in there. Most people will probably want it, but yeah, it's there. Again, just set that to false if you don't want the Elite 4. And then permissions plugin being used. So basically, one of the main features that I've added now means that you can add someone to a leader by doing one command. It's pretty cool. But basically, in the config, I'll show you that in a minute, but basically there's 3 supported permissions plugins. There's Group Manager, Permissions EX, and B Permissions. If you want me to support another one, we can, you know, like if you suggest it and I know of the permissions plugin, that, you know, I know the commands, or that it's actually got quite a lot of people using it, then I will think about adding it. But for now, these 3 I think are going to be just fine. So make sure you've got that set to the permissions plugin you're using. That's going to become vital for the next part. So basically, as you can see, you might have already seen it here. So you got PixelGym add leader, username, gym number or E4 number, and you got the same again to delete a leader. So what you do is, I mean, as I say, I haven't got permissions on this, so you just have to trust me. But if you do /PixelGym add leader ABkayCkay and then do gym 8, alright, so you got PixelGym, which is a base command, you got add leader, which tells the system you want to add them as a leader. ABkayCkay is the username of the person you want to add, and then gym you want to do. I've chosen gym 8 there randomly. You can also, you know, do like E4 1, E4 4, or gym 3. We'll do gym 3. And then it says in chat, ABkayCkay has successfully been added as an electric leader. Now if you go up, it will let me go up. Let's do gym list. The 3rd gym, which I said is gym 3, didn't I? That is the electric gym, so it knows which gym it is. Then in the console, to show you, after I did that command, so you got the PixelGym add leader here, then it says unknown command, unknown command. Those are the two commands that it will do for group manager, seeing as it's set in the config to group manager. That's my permission plugin. The console just doesn't know what the commands are because I don't have it installed on this server. So as long as you have the right permissions plugin set up in the config of this plugin, it will do those two commands automatically through the console. So that's pretty awesome. So now we've been pretty much through all the commands other than gym close all and e4 close all. So say, I don't know, you want to make changes and say you want to close everything, make sure everything's, you know, reset almost, and you think, okay, well, loads of people have left their gyms open and there's no gym leaders online. How can I just close them all at once? Just do gym close all. That removes all the gyms from the scoreboard and it says that they've all been closed. And then you do E4 close all and boom. Buzzing. Right, so now we're going into the config. So I've actually finally commented the config, so there's kind of a guide. I mean, there's a lot to look at here. I do suggest you look through it and make sure you know what you're doing. So first we have the title. So this is the prefix that's before the message. As I say, it explains everything as much as I can in the config. As I say, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments on the YouTube video or on the bucket page or spigot page, whatever. So basically you can just change this to whatever, so I'm going to call this YouTube tut, and then so then this again, this is the join message. So the bits that I ran about earlier, where when you join it has a few helpful messages, leave that to true or set it to false. Gym healing, I'm going to set this to false to show you what happens when it is set to false. Scoreboard, I'm also going to set that to false. And then you've so basically whenever a gym is opened again, it's not going to put it on the side of the screen anymore. And then what permission plugin do you use? So basically you got permissions EX, group manager and B permission, so you got to set the one you have to true and the other two to false. So at the minute it's group manager. If I just change this to false and change permissions EX to true, okay, and then you've got all the gym configurations. So this is quite a bit of chunky bit on this first one, but it's like the first example. So these are all comments. So here is your first bit that you actually have to change. So this is the name of the gym. So gym 1, as you know, I told you I changed it to Bob, which you can see in the background on Minecraft there. So I wanted to change that to, I don't know, Mystic type. I don't know, I'm just making up words here. And then you can change the colour of it, so it's using a colour code. So Mystic, I think that should be, you know, pink, so we'll do Andy. I just know that colour code off by heart. Well, I know most of them off by heart. But yeah, so if you don't know the colour codes, you can just search them on Google and you'll find them pretty quick. So do you want gym 1 to be enabled? So this is what I was on about earlier. There's only 8 gyms enabled by default. If you scroll down, you'll see all the gyms, all 32 of them, and then you get to the E4 section. So basically if you look here, gym 16 enabled equals false, so that's, you know, and then when you get to, like, you know, 8, wherever it is, true, 9 false. So yeah, if you want a gym enabled, you just go there. So where is it? Here. So I'm going to leave it to true. You can change the level cap, so we'll change the level cap to 9,000. I mean, you can even do letters if you want over 9,000, why not, you know. And then you have the gym rules as well, so let's go here. You got the 5 gym rules for gym 1, so you go subscribe. and then you've got, basically it's the same layout, it's just the first example for the first gym, and then all from gym 2 to gym 32 you're on your own to set them up. You know, if you do have trouble with these, just refer back to the top one because they are all exactly the same. And you go down some more, and you've got the Elite 4 section. So this is what I'm on about. You can rename the Elite 4. So in the E4 section, Elite 4, you could call that whatever you want. So I don't know. I don't know. YouTube Squad, right? I don't even know. An abbreviation could be UTS for YouTube Squad, right? And then you can change the colour of it as well. So if you want the colour to be different, then yep, you can do that. And then you can choose whether it's enabled again, if you want the Elite 4 enabled or not. And then here is all the Elite 4 levels. So you got the E4 name, so you can change the first one to somewhat random. So rainbow, give it a random colour. Turtle, give it and 4. Whatever, I don't know. And then you can do a rule as well. I mean, we're not going to do that because yeah, we did it for the gym. So right, let's go back up in case we need to refer to check back what we did. So what we're going to do is we're going to get in here. We're going to go PixelGym reload. So it'll say reloaded the config, and straight away you can see it says YouTube tut. So that was the title up here. So then we had gym healing on 4. So if you do /gym heal, it says gym /E4 leader healing has been disabled in the plugin config. Again, same if I do E4 heal. Okay. So the next part, scoreboard. So if we open a gym open gym 1. So this, we can check a few things. One, it's not appeared on the right side of the screen because the scoreboard has been disabled. The Mystic gym is now open. It's taken the Mystic and it's taken the colour, which was D. So that's pretty cool. So then the permission stuff, to check that we need to do PixelGym check config. And it says permissions EX. Again, it says the scoreboard is false and the healing is false, which we've just checked, which is cool. Then we are onto the gym. So if we do the gym 1 that we modified, so gym list. So you already know that it's called Mystic. We know that it's open because we set it to open, and then the level cap we set to over 9,000 in the config. So that's how that works. And yeah, so and then we also did the Elite 4 as well. So we did E4 list. So alright, it's the same colour code as the fighting. That's just because I randomly chose the same colour code. But yeah, so it changed to rainbow. It changed to that. Actually, it's not changed this. This must be a static piece of text, but that's fine. And it says it's closed for now. Now, if I was to gym close or go back into enable the scoreboard again to true. Let's just save that quickly. Save. And we do PixelGym reload. And we do E4 open E4 1. So it shows. And yeah, so you got the 1 second here, buddy. I need to check that. This is where the reload comes in. So as you can see, it says the ice there, but in the gym list, it says missed it. So that's what. So if you do E4 close all YouTube squad levels are now closed. So basically, it took the name there. So in the bit where we changed the name of the Elite Four. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Gym Scoreboard quickly to, if I spell it correctly, to disable the scoreboard for us. And we're going to reload the server. If you're using stuff like Cauldron, you'll have to restart the server. Again, that's what I said, anything that's going to change on the sidebar on this scoreboard needs to restart to take changes really. But anything that's chat based can be just reloaded. So then you're going to do Gym Scoreboard to enable it. And just do E4 open E4 1, and there you go, Rainbow UTS, which is YouTube Squad. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been quite fun to actually develop it and top the abilities of this plugin. If you have any suggestions, there's a few tiny little things that I'm going to fix over the next few days. Again, if you enjoyed, please leave a like, download the plugin, and if you want to do your own video review or whatever, go for it. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys.